With the Texas floods, we had a pretty intense, 3 or 4 day news cycle. We're still seeing a fair amount of, soft focus human interest coverage. And the stuff is just absolutely devastating. I mean, to think about these camp counselors leading these little girls through the floodwaters and
Ugh.
people getting notes home from their camper kids who are now dead, getting their notes in the mail. I mean, it's just absolutely, kind of crippling, devastating. But we don't have the kind of, attention economy media ecosystem that makes these things really long stories anymore. And I think there's a really natural comparison to make between the Texas floods and Hurricane Katrina. And when I think about that example, I just think, it wasn't the only thing that killed George W. Bush's presidency. It wasn't the only thing that put the Republican Party's reputation in the toilet, but it was a meaningful contribution
Yeah.
to what felt like a generational setback. And I don't think there's going to be anything like that kind of response to these floods, as there wasn't to Hurricane Helene, as there haven't been to so many of these disasters that we've seen, even though you can make a case that the FEMA response and the federal response in Texas and the way that the local authorities failed to prepare for such an event was as terrible and ill prepared as we saw in New Orleans around Katrina.